I promise you the sun wasn't here like 10 seconds ago. See, it's gone again. And she's back in her car recording a YouTube video. If you have clicked on this video, then I want to give you an applaud because this clearly means that you want to work on yourself. If you're new here, hi, I'm Shivi. I am finally a medical student and this is my YouTube channel. I talk about mindset, motivation, and probably a lot of unpopular takes. So without wasting any time, let's get into today's video, which is about anxious attachment. See, if you think you only attract toxic people, the wrong ones, or probably you're the one that is overgiving in a relationship or even a friendship, then there's a high probability that you are not too emotional, you are probably anxiously attached. You are just used to loving in survival mode. See, I'm gonna speak a fact, so the sun is back again. The survival mode feels like butterflies and love to you unless it starts hurting. Anxious attachment doesn't look dramatic from outside. It feels like checking your phone every few minutes, over-analyzing a dry text, feeling a shift in energy even though nothing is wrong. It mainly means that your entire mood depends on one person or one situation. Not because you're weak, not because you lack self-respect, but because at some point in your life, love wasn't stable. It was inconsistent. It was unpredictable. It's like a trauma pattern. For example, I didn't have my dad growing up, and even when I did, I almost felt like it was just so difficult for me to win his validation. So your brain is kind of like wired to hold on tighter because deep down you're like always preparing for the other person to leave. Anxious attachment can stem from a lot of things from your childhood, and that is on you to figure out. It can be due to an absent parent because you were like bullied in school, or maybe you wanted to do something but you failed at it miserably. So it can be anything, right? But healing anxious attachment is not about being more chill or, acting unbothered or pretending like you do not care. It's about feeling safe without constant reassurance. It's about calming your own nervous system, calming your body, as opposed to controlling someone else's actions. Because the thing about anxious people is that we need to control the situation. Trust me, I'm no different. I used to do this too. But that is just an illusion of control. Just because you know the outcome doesn't mean that you can control it. And that's kind of uncomfortable too. So let's just make this practical. Because listening to information is not equivalent to action. Not theory, not motivation, but actual things that you can do to heal yourself. And as much as it might hurt for you to hear this from me, I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to give you a reality check. Being with an anxious person is genuinely so draining because they are constantly nagging the other person. If someone is secure, they will not end up with an anxious person, and if you are an anxious person, you will end up pushing the right person away. They're constantly asking for reassurance, constantly texting, constantly calling. Like, imagine someone constantly 24/7 nagging you and not letting you live your life. It's just so energetically draining. So it is very important to heal in order for you to get into a stable relationship, not just with someone else, but even a relationship with yourself or your friends. And changing it requires repetition. Changing the reference point of what safety actually feels like. You have to perceive your identity as someone who is not anxious. You have to perceive your identity as someone who is not anxious anymore. So point number 1, create a pause between feeling and reacting. When something triggers you, a change in tone, a late reply, a change in plan, your first instinct is to react immediately. Double text, over explain why it hurt you. Don't. Give yourself 10 minutes or even 30 minutes. Sit with the discomfort because the urge, it is not love. It is anxiety asking for relief. And every time you don't react, you teach your brain that you're fine, you're calm, you're safe, even with uncertainty. Point number 2, separate facts from the story in your head. This one will change everything if you genuinely practice it. Let's say someone hasn't replied to you in 3 hours. In your head, you are spiraling that they're losing interest, they don't love me, they don't care, maybe I did something wrong. But the fact is, they just might be busy, come on. Anxiety doesn't come from reality, it comes from the meaning that you attach to it. Point number 3, stop making one person or one situation your emotional home. If one person controls your mood, of course you're going to be anxious because now you have something to lose constantly. Because apparently your brain thinks that probably your parent, your partner, or your friend who hasn't replied in like 5-6 hours, they have probably fallen off in a bush and died, because your brain makes you think that they haven't survived 22 years before you, so suddenly they're probably going to fall in a bush and die. And your brain is going to it's spiraling, and suddenly they reply and you're like, oh gosh, now I can finally breathe. I shall live to see another day. You need your own routine, your own goals, your own discipline, your own identity outside of them. You need to again and again and again tell your body that you are safe, that you are okay, I don't care. Like, get your nails done, go for a run, oil your hair, do anything but double text. That is eventually going to lead you to two things. One, you're going to see if the person actually takes the initiation. Second of all, you're going to teach your nervous system that your stability, your security, your peace does not depend on them. And I've said this before, please do not delay your hair wash day or your nails or your gym or anything just because some Aaron, Aditya or Arjun end moment came into your life and suddenly said that, you know what, let's just go out. So you're going to put every single thing aside just to make plans with that boy. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. And I'm going to say it in the most honest way possible. Not everyone you love is going to stay. And chasing someone that is unsure about you will not make them sure about you. You don't need to convince someone to choose you. My love, you deserve consistency. You deserve clarity. You do not deserve confusion disguised as chemistry. You are not too much. You are just trying to make your nervous system feel safe in a place where it never was meant to feel safe. Love should feel calm. It should feel safe. And yes, sometimes even a little boring. Because you're not used to peace, you're used to intensity. Please stop confusing chemistry for chaos. To be brutally honest, this won't change overnight. You will still feel triggered. You will still overthink. Trust me, I'm saying this from the bottom of my solar plexus. I don't even know what anxiety feels like anymore. One day you won't need to chase love. One day you won't even recognize the version of yourself who used to feel anxious. And when you truly, genuinely try to make the shift, the first sign won't be that you're going to probably find your husband tomorrow or the right man tomorrow. The first sign will be that all the wrong ones will start to feel different. They will start to fall off. They won't give you the spike that they used to. And some people might not even be bad people. I love this example where someone said that the boosters of a rocket are only meant to push the rocket to a certain height. When they cannot sustain being any higher, they fall off. Maybe that guy or that girl wasn't for you. They might be a better fit for someone else. But that also means that someone might be a better fit for you. Rebuilding your relationship with yourself is going to make you thrive in a way that you would have never imagined. And I'm genuinely here rooting for you. I'm here to tell you that trust the process and be in it, stay in it long enough for it to be effective in your reality. Alright, I hope this video helped and I'll see you in the next.